Hello, hello, hello. How are you doing? I hope you had a lovely week. We are now in third week of the new year. How are the resolutions coming? How are the plans coming? Are we already ticking off boxes or are you still planning? Whatever stage you are, be patient, keep going at your pace, it will be okay. In today's video, I want us to talk about something that is very important, something that you have to think about as the year starts, as you plan and as you think about the next stages of your life and what you're going to do. The title of this one is going to be in Shona, Atungamira Haatori nzira. Oh my God, this is such an important conversation. Let me see if I can translate it to English. I think the rough translation would be whoever walks a path first does not take the path with them. So what that means is if someone walks a path, even if they're the first person to walk that path, it will still be there for people to walk on it as well. I don't know if I interpreted that correctly, but the whole issue is when someone does something first, when someone does something before you, when they buy a house before you, when they get a new job before you, when they get married before you, when they do anything before you, it's not an indictment on your ability to do the same. It's not a comment on your ability to get this someday. It's not an attack on you. It's not an attack on your strength. It's not an attack on you. It's just their turn. Wait out your turn. Be patient, okay? Be patient. Let's talk about this. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Petronella Mnenja. I'm an author, I'm a consultant, I'm a speaker. My book, From Gawker to Oxford, The Girl Who Dared to Dream, is available on Amazon. Please do get a copy. If you're in Zimbabwe, you can get a copy from Inov 8 Bookshop, or you can text me and I can have a copy delivered to you. I also have 2 new books coming up. I'm so excited. Watch out. So what I want to talk about in today's video is something that I've been hearing about a lot. So a lot of people are coming to my inbox and they're asking me, how do I get a scholarship? One of the people that I was with at uni just got a scholarship. They are now studying in South Africa. How do I get a scholarship? One of the people that I was doing this with, they have now done this. It's you can see that a lot of people want to get scholarships, want to get jobs, want to get opportunities, not necessarily because they are ready to get them, not necessarily because they feel that they're at the stage of their lives when they should do that. It's coming from this place of, oh, this person that I went to school with has done this, so I should do it as well. And this goes beyond scholarships. This goes beyond achievements, academic achievements. This is something that goes through even our social lives. This is something that goes through even our emotional life, financial life, whatever you want to call it. Some people will be under so much pressure to buy a house and they will end up getting themselves in debt, not necessarily because they needed the big house, but because someone that they work with bought a house. They will end up being in so much debt because they bought a car, not necessarily because they needed that car or they could afford it, but because someone that they work with bought that car. So people end up putting this amount of pressure on themselves, not necessarily because they have to, but it's to meet the trend. It's to do what's trending. It's, oh, that person that did it, so I can do it as well. And when we do things like that, we immunize ourselves from the process of organic growth, from that process where you have to actually go through a period of living in a one room, where you have to go into a period of lack, a period of not having things, and then getting to a place where you actually have things. So it's an important conversation that people need to have. You know, hey, slow down. Your turn will come. Today is not your turn. Atungamira Haatori nzira. And for us to talk about that there are 4 things that I want you to think about. The first one is, and I have said this in the past and I'll say it again, each person's journey is their own. And I once talked about this in reference to me. Whether you like me, whether I inspire you, whether you want to be me, whatever it is that you think towards me, my story will always be my story and your story is your story. So whether or not you like a person, whether or not a person inspires you, you can never live their life. You can never wake up and walk a mile in their shoes. So when you set set goals when you decide what you want to do. Draw inspiration from people, but don't necessarily hang your entire life expectations, your entire life plans on what they have not or have they not done. Those people that you went to school, that bought that house, it's their journey. They were at that stage in their lives. You were not there yet. So I want you to have an honest conversation with yourself and say, you know what, this is where I am. This is my age. This is my work experience. This is my income. At this stage, with this amount of resources, with this amount of capital, what can I actually afford to do? What can I not afford to do? And for that reason, what should I do? Because what happens if you attempt to live a life that is beyond your means for the sake of another person doing that? You will strain yourself, you will become miserable, you will have to work more hours than you should have, and not necessarily to add any value to sustain a lifestyle. You will bend your back, you will break your back, you will be so miserable and so unhappy. And this is something that I can understand if you're doing it to follow your dreams. But if you're doing it to finance a lifestyle just because a friend is driving a cute car, then maybe you need to have a reality check to say, hey, you know what, it's not your turn, you don't afford it yet. Don't do it. You are not there yet. Be content with the stage of your life where you are at. Grow and build from there. And I assure you, when you get to that stage where you can afford those things, they will come organically, they will come naturally, and you will enjoy it more without stress, without expectations, and without hypertension. So that's the first thing. The second thing is, if you're going to learn to pace yourself in life, then you're going to have to learn to be happy for other people and to learn from them. So being happy for people usually goes hand in hand with learning from them. If you're not happy about someone's success, then the opposite emotion that you're feeling is most likely jealous or resentment or some type of not so good emotion. So if you're not happy about their success, you are not going to acknowledge it to them or to yourself. You're not going to actually bring yourself closer to learn. So if you look at someone and you casually resent them and you think that they don't necessarily deserve to have that, and you think that you are better than them, and you think that you can do it better than them, that attitude stops you from learning from people that you're supposed to learn from. So what then happens, instead of you understanding the process that they worked to get what they have and to see if you can adopt that for yourself, what you would do is you would just blindly take whatever little resources that you have and try to build a similar lifestyle and try to finance a similar social standing, which you can't. And ultimately, you will be broke, miserable, unhappy, and they will keep growing and keep growing and keep rising. So if you're going to actually understand and learn from other people, then you need to understand, to learn to be happy for people and to genuinely learn from them. There are people who, I've said this before and I will keep saying it, whatever that you want to do in life, there is someone out there who does it better. There is someone out there who has done it already. There's someone who writes exactly the way you want to write. There's someone who speaks the way you want to speak. There's someone who has a business similar to the one that you want. Not necessarily in every minute detail, but they have sort of like the structure to it. So humble yourself enough to actually be happy from people and learn from them. And that way you can pace yourself and actually organically grow into the person that you're supposed to be. And the third thing that I want you to think about is be productive in your season of waiting. This is important. When everyone around you is doing well, when everyone around you is achieving their goals, it's the new year, isn't it? It's a new season and everything is happening. People are getting married, people are buying houses, people are relocating, people are doing this. Everyone is doing everything. And if you don't actually ground yourself, you plunge yourself into this position of depression. Oh my God, I am worthless, I'm daft, I'm dumb, I will never amount anything, I'll never do anything, oh, I am such a bad person, you will plunge yourself into this place of constant depression, of constant low self-esteem that will never actually serve you in the end. So when you are in waiting, you look at other people, you are productive, you look at yourself and you say, you know what I want to do is I want to start this business. So in this season of my life where where I don't have the money, where I don't have the resources, where I don't have the infrastructure. What I'm going to do at this stage is going to build. I'm going to add on my skills. I'm going to learn a new course. I'm going to learn marketing. I'm going to do this. When I see someone who has succeeded, I'm going to say congratulations, God bless you, and go back to being productive. When you may not have the opportunity yet, you may not have the access yet, but be ready. Just make sure that you're ready. If you're a writer, make sure that you have a manuscript ready. If you're a singer, make sure that you have a demo ready. Whatever that you're doing in every stage of your life, even when things are not going on well, be productive, constantly add value in a way that when opportunities do arise, you will be positioned to access them, benefit from them, and actually take off. And the last one is discover your purpose and set a vision and go after it. What discovering your purpose does is it helps you focus. It helps you stay in your lane. If you know who you want to be in life, if you know who God has made you to be, you can see people live anyhow, do all these things and not feel jealousy and not feel anything bad, because you know that God has a plan for you and your purpose is going to take you in a different way. And you'll understand that each and every human being has their own path to walk, and your purpose is going to take you to a route that's different from them. You won't compete with people because you'll understand your uniqueness and your value. You won't compete with the next person because you'll understand that God made you for a purpose that you alone can fulfill. And it may not happen in that day, but someday it's going to happen. Okay guys, this was one of the short videos. It's just us having that conversation where we want to put everything into perspective. It's a new year, I understand. There is this euphoria going around of goals, resolutions, expectations, a lot of things going on. And if you don't take time to pace yourself, to breathe, and to actually have these conversations with yourself, you will lose yourself in a sea of depression, anxiety, anger over things that are not necessarily supposed to bother you. Atungamira Haatori nzira. Umwe ane nzira yake yakapiwa na Mwari. Be productive in your season of waiting. Congratulate people when they do well. Be happy for them. Learn from them. Discover your purpose. Go after it. And understand that above all, everyone has their own journey to walk. You can't walk a mile in my shoes, just as I cannot walk a mile in your shoes. Put on your shoes, pull up your socks, and walk on the journey that God has put you on. Okay guys, that's it from me today. As always, let me know what you think in the comments and let's have the conversations going.